I think we are live. Hello, everybody. How are you? Happy day to all of you. Um, look, we all know what's going on here, but the sun is shining and it's a lovely day. So I just wanted to touch base. Now we're going to make this a regular thing on Friday afternoons, just so you can grab your coffee, have a little listen about what's going on in the sector and all those sorts of things. So I just wanted to touch base with you all and talk about what we've been looking at through our newsletters over the last couple of weeks. Now I think Linda is on. Hello, Linda. So we've been looking at the past couple of weeks the regulatory authorities' perspective, and what started this series of newsletters was I spoke with a service provider who got their final report for their ratings and assessment, and they didn't get the rating and assessment that they wanted to have. So obviously they were quite disappointed about their assessment, but when they contacted me with the view of challenging the department and having that reviewed and turned over. But once we started unpacking the report and I was speaking with the approved provider and we started going through why the regulatory authority may have come up with their evidence and what they chose and those sorts of things. And the approved provider was very accepting afterwards, because once we can see how they came to it, then it was just easier. And now the approved provider knows what she needs to do in order to improve, and hopefully, because they are on the right track, they will apply within the next 12 months for a reassessment. So let's see. So over the past couple of weeks, we've been looking at the approved provider's perspective. So one of the things that I did in last week's newsletter, I went onto the Australian Children's Education and Care Quality Authority, so the CEQA website, and I drew out all the data that was in there. So there's a lot of data on that website if you do need to, or you want to go and have a look at the registers. One of the things that we found over the past 2 rounds of rating and assessment, so there's over 300 services now, family daycare services, that have had their 2 assessments. 40% of those that have had 2 assessments went back a rating at their second assessment. Another 40%, they stayed where they were. So if they were working towards at their first rating and assessment, their second rating assessment, they stayed at working towards. There was only 10% of family daycare, out of that sample group, there was only 10% of family daycare services that went up a rating, and only like 1 or 2 that went up, like say from working towards to exceeding, that kind of jumped a couple of standards. So what does that tell the regulatory authority? So if you're sitting there looking at numbers and you're looking at that 40% of family daycare providers went back in the ratings and assessment, then that is really cause for concern. So the regulatory authority, when they look at that, they're like, well, something's going on. If this service was rated at meeting previously and now they've gone back to working towards, what's happened? So that's where the department will start, or the regulatory authority will start looking at you. So we have been looking at that trends, and since I've put that newsletter out last week about the trends, I've had a number of services get in contact and talk about how they can improve their quality trends. So I'm working with a number in the coaching in the coaching sessions to get to have a look at where they're at and how they can improve their service and all those sorts of things. So our current newsletter is based on all of those, based on what the regulatory authority, how they would perceive that drop in quality. So this week in the newsletter, which will be coming out shortly in the next half hour or so check your inbox, you'll get my one for this week. And in this week's newsletter, I'm going to give you a really, really, really simple tip on, if you're a service provider or even an educator at home, this is a really, really simple tip on how you can measure where your service is currently sitting. So it's a great little exercise, and it's an exercise that you should be doing at least every year anyway. So it's a great little exercise for services. So I just wanted to make sure that you're all aware of that. If you're not signed up for the newsletter, the Stay Informed newsletter, make sure you do. It's I think we've got the link here for you. look, every week I try to put information that relates to everybody so that you all get a little something over the course of the month. I put in free resources. You can access a free 30-minute consult with me if you need to. So make sure you sign up for those. And as I said, we are going to make these Friday Facebook Lives a regular thing. I've already put them in my calendar. And those of you that know me know that if it's in the calendar, it will happen. So I'll be here Fridays. I'm going to make it all the same time. So if you, I know you guys are really busy. So if you want to, have a sandwich or something while you're listening to these lives, and hopefully as this community, sees these lives more and more, I'm happy to answer comments as we go too. So if you've got any questions during this, feel free to let me know. Just a reminder, we've got the educator course up there now. Approved provider course up there now. Lots of people are engaging in the coaching, so I've got lots of coaching people coming in, which is great. I love that. So let me know if you've got anything at all. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you all back here next Friday afternoon at 12. So enjoy your weekend. Stay safe, stay happy. See ya. Bye.